morning, everyone. Today we're going to read a story about a boy named Daniel who takes a walk in the park and discovers some new things. Daniel finds a poem by Micah Archer. Daniel knows all the rocks and trees and animals in the park. There's Daniel. On Monday morning, Daniel sees something new on the park gate. A sign reads, "Poetry in the Park, Sunday at 6 o'clock." What's poetry? Daniel asks. He looked up in surprise when he heard a spider say, "To me, poetry is when morning dew glistens on my web." There's a spider. On Tuesday, Daniel climbed the old oak tree. He saw Squirrel. "Squirrel, do you know what poetry is?" "Poetry is when crisp leaves crunch," Squirrel tells him. On Wednesday, Daniel called to Chipmunk's hole. "Chipmunk, can you tell me what poetry is?" Poetry. Poetry is a home with many windows in the old stone wall. On Thursday, Daniel made a boat with a leaf for a sail and watched the wind carry it across the pond. He called quietly to Frog. "Excuse me, Frog. Frog, what is poetry?" "Poetry," said Frog, "is a cool pool to dive into." There he is. On Friday, Daniel parted the cattails and found Turtle. "Hello, Turtle. I have a question. Do you know what poetry is?" "I think poetry is warmed sand," Turtle said. On Saturday afternoon, Daniel found Cricket in the shade of the slide. When the shadows are long, Cricket fills the air with music. Is this poetry to you, Cricket? Singing at twilight when the day is done? Indeed it is, Daniel. That night, moonlight fills Daniel's room. He hears a whoo, whoo. Leaning in from his window, he calls to Owl. "Owl, what is poetry?" "Oh, poetry. Poetry is bright stars in the branches, moonlight on the grass, and silent wings to take me wherever I want to go. Good night, dear Daniel," she whispers, and flies into the night. On Sunday, the sun wakes up Daniel. He is happy when he remembers that it's Sunday. "Today is poetry in the park," Daniel says, "and I have a poem." Morning dew glistens, crisp leaves crunch. There's a home with many windows in the old stone wall. Cool pools to dive in, sun-warmed sand to lie in, singing at twilight when the day is done. Bright stars in the branches, moonlight on the grass, and silent wings to take me wherever I want to go. On the way home, Daniel stops to watch the sunset sky reflecting in the pond. "That looks like poetry to me." "To me too," says Dragonfly. And there's Turtle. Okay, you guys, maybe this weekend when it gets nice outside, you'll be able to take a walk and find some things in nature that you can make a poem from. Have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday. Goodbye.